So the game started off with us leaving this mine full of orcs we failed to kill. 4 sessions of grueling dungeon crawling with no long rests. We flee into the woods and immediately get swallowed by magic mists that land us in the middle of nowhere. Druid wild shapes to find our location, but the mists swallow her when she flies above the tree line and spits her out next to us. Ranger tries a few things, but the woods are strange and he can't tell where in the world we are, other than a place he's never been. Our party bumbles around until we encounter a band of men near the edge of a town, led by a guy in Splint called Caspian. He says there's a curse over the town and those that enter through the mists can't leave. Then the chat takes a bad turn, something like, Caspian, alright, since you're new, we'll bring you to the mayor and he'll explain the rules. Surrender your weapons and come with us. Paladin, yeah, no, take a look at you and take a look at me. See the marks on my plate? We just got done killing an army of orcs. This curse will be broken before the week's out, but you need to keep out of our way. He rolls to persuade, and when that fails, rolls to intimidate, which also fails. Caspian, yeah, that wasn't a suggestion. There are 100 of us in the town, and you might be nuts. Take their weapons. Druid, can we just stay outside the town? Paladin to DM. When the first guard tries to take my sword, take his arm, then roll for intimidation again. He swings, and then we have to roll for combat. They perform pitifully, other than Caspian, but with a bit of effort, Paladin runs him through, and that's that. We all start bickering about how poorly that went when a rogue approaches us from the forest and offers to guide us around. We're weary, but we need insight, so we agree and he leads us around the town's edge, while giving us a detailed history of the town. To surmise, he just reiterates what we heard before and says it's been going on for a century and that people get abducted in the night, every night. The town's population is only maintained by those that wander in, and people are taken at random while they sleep. While we're walking about, we come across an abandoned farm with a tied down ox that looks half starved. Ranger decides to free it and gift it as a mount to Druid so she doesn't have to walk. But the second he cuts the binds, he fails animal handling. It goes on a rampage and nearly kills him. I step into the ring to help him, and now we're both getting bodied by this cow for some reason. We try all kinds of things, but this domesticated animal isn't having it. I get gored, my plate gets battered, he gets gored, the druid heals us, repeat. We were determined to tame this cow, and after 30 in-game minutes of getting punted about, we finally crit an animal handling roll. DM, finally exhausted, the ox slows and then an arrow strikes it between the eyes, killing it instantly. Rogue guide, finally, I think we've wasted enough time, let's get back on the road. Paladin, I walk up behind the rogue and I'm going to roll to bury my great sword in his chest. A very short fight, and we have a dead rogue, pissed as we were, had a talk with Paladin about killing people, then gathered and set off for the town. And that was the end of session 1. DM ends the session visibly pissed and says that Ranger and I get a -1 to armor class because of the battering we got, and that he has something special planned for Paladin, and drops from the session.